Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat. So, I may sound a little bit better, huh? I think I sound better than I did on the last couple of videos. Truth be told, I don't think I feel better than I did on the last couple of videos. My lower back is just absolutely killing me. But that's neither here nor there. I saw a comment from M. Hunt that I think we should probably touch on before I get rolling. He said, I almost had a nervous breakdown this morning and damn near went and got alcohol. Almost and damn near are two of the greatest things that you could possibly be saying in that situation, right? I almost did. Thought about it. The question is this. When the window opens, right? And sometimes people get this visual image of the window being open for 5 minutes. That's very much the case very often. But there are times if you start fighting it, obviously that window's going to stay open for about as long as you're in the game, right? If that sobriety window stays open, you got 25 days in, that window's still open. And it takes a while before you start feeling good about yourself. It really does. It takes a while. It would be almost impossible to pull off in the first 14 days if you're on booze, because according to science, you know, the brain functions aren't even leveling out until you get to 2 weeks. And that's based on, you know, a whole cross section of people who are abusing booze. They're not talking about, you know, some really heavy duty drinkers, and we've got some people on the boat that are really putting stuff back. But so the point of the thumbnail today is Noise Opera. I love you, brother. The point of the thumbnail today is I really feel, and this has been bothering me for a hot minute because of the number of emails I get that just absolutely verify this hypothesis. But in the beginning, when that window first opened, right, maybe the first month, maybe the first 2 months, is when you feel the worst about who you are. Plain and simple, right? You're at your lowest in terms of self-esteem, confidence, all of that. There's no pink clouds at all at this point. You know, you're just still beating yourself up for basically the way society would. People don't enter into getting sober or enter into any kind of a rehabilitation situation because they want to be in rehabilitation. Honestly, that's not what does it. Desperation is what does it. They get to a point where they say, man, I would try anything at this point. I will literally try anything at this point. Why? Because you want to do it for you? You're not going to get a lot of people that tell you yes. I mean, I remember so distinctly hating myself. Truthfully, just hating myself. There was nothing about who I was that I saw any redemption in. So when I started to work with Q, and he said, you need to go write down all of the whys. Right? Nitsky, I think, was the one that said, if you clearly define a why, then you can endure anyhow. Right? If you know exactly why you're doing something, then all of the obstacles that come in the way, like M. Hunt today, I'd be willing to bet the farm that his daughter came to mind, friends on the boat came to mind. When you're getting ready to make a mistake and you're doing everything right, it's like automatic positive thoughts. I mean, it really is. All of the good. I believe it was M. Hunt. You know what? Look it up. I could be wrong. I'm not on a roll, and my memory isn't what it used to be. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought it was, but it's almost like automatic positive thoughts. You will find yourself going to that why again and again and again, and it's pretty positive stuff. All of the above, but most of all, Captain. I came to mind. I'm tired of being sick. I love it. I really do. I love it. Just watched a video of a mother who lost both of her sons to fent. I didn't see but I know what video you're talking about because she has become like a nationwide spokesperson. She has even started a nonprofit. She has testified before Congress. Just an absolutely heart-wrenching story. Her kids weren't even drug addicts. They weren't really in the life. If you see the pictures, just really look like good kids. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely tragic. It's absolutely tragic. And, if you watch this woman, her why is really clearly defined. She wants payback. She wants politicians to answer. She wants all kinds of payback for what happened to her kid. And I really, really, I understand where she's coming from. I do. It would drive me absolutely insane. But she's doing something solid with it. I got out of rehab the first time and shot me up for the first time. And somehow my mind kept telling me to go to rehab. The worst high was my only relapse 8 years ago. Keep up the good work with the channel. Thank you, Carrington. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. Debbie, good to see you. So, as often as I beat this to death, right? I talk about Q and myself and sitting down to first sort of venture into this sobriety thing. The first adventure that we did together was him saying, give me all the whys. What in this world is worth quitting dope for? And you know what? I may have written down health, but I certainly didn't write down my name or anything like that, or love of self. No, my list sounded a lot like relatives. And then there was a section of that list that was like, I don't know, spite. Believe it or not, there was a decent amount of spite on that. Where I'm going to show that judge, right? That dude said I was going to die in prison. I'm going to show that dude. Get to gritting your teeth because you feel like there are people out there that doubted you. Every reason to doubt you. Every reason in the world to doubt you. If you had seen me, read my criminal record, you'd have looked at me and gone, yeah, this guy's going to die in prison. It's pretty logical stuff. But it really, really made me angry. So that kind of ended up on the list. But it really does stagger the imagination how often I get that email. What's the first thing I should do? I'm going to monk. Good to see you, bud. I just don't want to see any more young people I know die. Too many. And yeah, some were not really in the life. Rebecca, that's something that we just keep hearing. And hey, Spanx, the driving force behind this is because of how they're wrapping it. If they were walking around with a baggie and it said Fent on the side of the bag, I don't think a lot of younger people are going to go, oh, sure. Yeah, let me do a fat line on that. But this is coming. It's insidious, right? It comes wrapped as pills that they absolutely have seen, right? They picked the pills that are ubiquitous. Everywhere you go, you're going to run into people who have Perk 30s or people that have Adderall, right? Or people that have Xanax. These are pills that, most high school kids can identify, which is terrifying, but it's the truth. So they're targeting a market that doesn't know better. And I think, the original thought might have been to try to get, more customers. But the trouble is they're killing customers as fast as they're getting them. Now you really got to just, you can draw a conclusion in your own mind as to why they're doing what they're doing, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense from a business standpoint. If you're a drug dealer, it just doesn't make any sense. Especially because the profit margin may be good, but if you do a little research on Kensington Ave, they were talking to a bunch of the addicts and the trank dope that they're doing, and this is always either Fent or one of the stuff from the nitazene family, mixed with xylazine, right? And so you've got the heavy benzo and a really, really tough painkiller, both respiratory depressants. And, both really, really would have a tough time with Narcan. One, Narcan's not going to do a damn thing to, right? The benzo, that doesn't react to Narcan because it's a different receptor. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think that they've got sort of like a an antidote, so to speak, for any of the stimulant drugs. I know that they do for opiates, obviously, but I've never heard of somebody, they get somebody in there that's that's under the influence of something else, a benzo or a tranquilizer of any kind, and they're able to bring them back. I guess you could pump them up with a lot of speed, right? Try to bring them back out of it, but it's really a frightening concept that they're making this stuff and selling it, and it's atropine. There you go, the stuff that jump starts your heart. The scariest part of this is it's $2.50 a bag. A 10 bag, what people normally pay 10 cents for. 10 of those make up a gram. They're 0.1. The addicts tend to just call them points. Yeah, I picked up 4 points, or I picked up 6 points, or whatever. But $2.50? I mean, I don't understand how that. Oh wow. M Hunt says, I googled xylazine last night, and the first thing that popped up was a legal xylazine near me. Scary, isn't it? Emma Hunt, thank you for doing that, and thank you for saying that. Diary of a Madman says, I do need to find my whys. I have my wife's full support, thank God. I need to find out besides her, what else was I so driven to get clean for 6.5 years before relapsing? You know what? I talked to you for 8 minutes on the phone, and I could fill that out for you. For real. Because you talk about your whys, one right after the other. Have a conversation with anybody. Anybody. Just talking about the old days and what you were doing, and all of those things are gonna come popping right out. There was mention of a lot of things that you were really into back then that you just sort of walked away from. I would imagine getting back those whys are gonna help. M. Hunt, this is truly a completely unregulated substance. So not only could you buy it legally near you, you're not going to get in trouble if you get caught with it. It's staggering. It really is. The stupidity of the nation. And I don't want to bag on my own country. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up being a real patriot, but you need an 800 number, because there are tons of people that want to talk to you but can't post for many reasons. No phone, computer, limited, no data, scared to post, etc. Just say, you know what, Vivian, I think that's probably a pretty legit. I think that's probably pretty legit, in all honesty. And yeah, that's something that needs to happen, Vivian. You're right. You are. You're absolutely right. And I'm gonna designate somebody to work on that this week. So, because if I do it myself, it's not going to get done this week. For the same reason, because I'm going to be talking to those million people who are getting a hold of me in other ways. I absolutely do, Heather. There's no question. Absolutely, you do. And I would love that help. Once you go the 800 route, you have to have a call screener. Or every single call that comes up is going to be somebody talking about me doing a bunch of drugs and, raping cats and all the other things. Tommy, hello. I watched you snow shovel with no hat and gloves. Do you know something? I was told. Somebody predicted that someone from the boat was going to give me hell about this. And your coat was not zippered. You actually sound a lot better than this morning. You know what? Honestly, somebody just earlier said, you know what? The people on the boat are going to give you hell because in that video you're not wearing a hat, So I know, Miss V. Guilty as charged. So V, where do we stand on the? I'm sure you told everybody this 15 times, but I wasn't in the comments section at the time. So what happened? And if you're just watching the show for the first time, so there's a court thing going on, and we've kind of been on pins and needles about that. And if I'm not mistaken, you were supposed to meet with your attorneys at 1 or something today. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Conky Don, it's a good call. I have a Zoom meeting on Friday at 11 a.m. Okay. Alrighty, so let's keep our thoughts and prayers going for V, because that's just a crap situation. It really is, and it's frustrating to watch somebody that you care about get trapped in a really, really long, drawn out process. What's that old expression? Justice delayed is justice denied. I think that's what they say. Justice delayed is justice denied. Yeah, I'm almost sure that that's what it is. T. Prada, good to see you. He keeps having them find ways to wait. You know what, V? I've seen some really incredible things that guys did to drag it out a little further. Where they absolutely go crazy in court, start ripping their clothes off. You know what I mean? Barking, and in hopes of getting sent off to a psychiatric hospital for an evaluation, because it's going to keep him from having to go to prison for another year or two. And if the guy's got a 4-year sentence and he's terrified of prison, they're going to do just about anything possible to try to not get sent to the big house. Never works. Wheels of justice and governments grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly small. True story. Crazy Rumfield. True story. Flavin Jackson says, hit the like button and share, please. You know what? Good call, people. Push this out a little bit. The more you think about it, you are the big red button. I mean, for real. For a channel that's monetized, and I'm not here complaining about it. Not in any way, shape, or form. Because of what we talk about, they're just never going to risk pushing us onto a lot of sort of mainstream advertisers. You know what I mean? Like we get stuff like Hep C vaccines. Like that's the kind of stuff that we get, or treatment for Hep C. Those are the kind of things that we get because they figure that the target market is there. I've seen some for like credit repair or whatever. But the best thing that you can do, seriously, you want to see the boat get built, just start pushing it out. Sorry, but I can't chat tonight because I'm in extreme pain. But I don't want to talk about it. I love you all and hello to everybody. All right, ZW. Thoughts and prayers. I hope you feel better. I really do. I hope you feel better, ZW. That sucks. Yeah, believe it or not, there's some research that says going outside when it's cold out has nothing to do with getting a cold. But it's very difficult to convince people of that because we've been told that it does since we were, 4 years old. You stepped outside without a coat on. Mom or dad would say, you're going to catch a cold or you're going to catch pneumonia or whatever. Doesn't seem to have any traction, but again, there's no convincing anybody of that. Yeah, you know what? I hate the idea of Zen 1 being in pain. I really do. Guacaholic, good to see you. Just a really, really nice person. Cultivate kindness. I think you and I saw the same either documentary or study because they did it in like 2 segments. And the first time they did this full test, and the second time they had people step just out of a shower with wet hair and did the same thing. And there is nothing. You don't see any noticeable spike compared to the placebo group or whatever. Yeah, CK, it is good to see you. I learned in beauty school. There you go. Guacaholic. People, it seems like I'm parked in the comment section. I talked to some people from my 5 before I went live, and I was very seriously considering just maybe putting up a 2-minute video that said something along the lines of, I'm still just, I feel like the more I talk, the more damage I'm doing. And it stings, it hurts, and I kind of wanted to get a full heal. I keep saying that, and then I come back, and because I would like to do. I don't like doing half-hour videos. You can't actually get into a subject matter because it's. I think I've seen Curable. She just mentioned a painkiller that you can dial down pain, and I think it's yeah, it's more of an electronic thing or whatever. Warm salt water, just really, I tried that. I think I've pretty much tried everything. Thank you, Diary Man. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, I did the gargling thing. I did honey with lemon, and it it's just it stings, and I'm not going to be able to do an entire hour. It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes just being here, even if it's just a minute, is all you need to say. The rest comes naturally. And sometimes a captain needs love too. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll be really honest with you. I'm sure that it's absolutely bad form, but when I get ready to wrap this up, I may not hit the off button for about 15 minutes, maybe 20. So if you guys are hanging out and talking in the chat, it is what it is. I just forgot to hit it. I don't even know Vicky, where do you get elderberry liquid? Wait a second, isn't that from Monty Python? Your father mated with squirrels, and your mom stinks of elderberry. That the insults those guys are throwing back and forth at each other. The hardcore lemonade is with vinegar and cayenne. I could do the cayenne. I'm not sure about the vinegar. You know what? If you've ever been addicted to tar, it has this really unique smell that smells exactly like. Yeah, it's just it's a dead ringer. I mean, a complete dead ringer for vinegar. It's I remember being incarcerated and somebody dropped like a 1-gallon jug in the kitchen. And it hit the ground, and like the smell got all over the place, and everybody just sort of continued to work. And there was like 3 guys in there that you could just see going into a trance, like instantly brought back to wherever they were. The doc says I could be a bad acid tripper. I drink stronger pickling vinegar of salt. Sounded scary. Sharon Chandler, good to see you. Okay, so sambucol syrup, where do you find that? I mean, isn't this the kind of thing that I'm going to find on like a local shelf or something? Vinegar smells like Easter. Oh, yeah. The ones you used to make, yep. Yes, it's funny you say that, Virginia, because, you're talking to the other squirrel. Peeps, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna run an errand or two, and first I'm gonna let Squirrel say hello, and then I'm gonna go take care of some stuff, and then I'll stop back and see you. I just can't continue to talk, but it would seem Holy Grail, Monk. Thank you. Search of the Holy Grail. It's exactly what it was. I am a really, really big Monty Python fan. I think it's the funniest stuff in the world. There's a pretty good series called Black Adder, too. If you've never seen that, that's pretty funny. That is a cat in a basket. You know what, V? I would put Squirrel on that. She just wouldn't... she's a pretty silent sleeper until she's not. I got the only cat in the world that dreams, like vividly. She does the I'm going to kill a bird sound. She does it and her little feet move. I think it's really, really funny. Alrighty. People, do what you do. Come here, Squirrel. I told you that cat meows nonstop. Come here. Come on. Come on. Jump. Good girl. That's a really good animal. One of the nicest cats you'd ever want to meet, except she just never shuts up. I've made 61 trips around the sun. Well, that's pretty impressive. Such a vocal kitty, no question. And I'm telling you, you've never even heard her. Like when she really gets rolling, she'll do it for 15 minutes. Like she won't take a breath. If she wants something and you're not giving it to her, like you cannot imagine how vicious that cat gets. She is just one of those animals that she's not much for taking no for an answer. And I used to think I was training her by giving her, treats at, after certain events or certain times or whatever. And she trains me. You know what I mean? Like I got completely burned in this whole thing. And so I'm trying to sort of break that off because, she's like a $25 a week, in cat treat habits if she'll let you work her. And I have to spell that word out. Like if I ask her if she wants a TREAT, she goes nuts. She got you well trained. She does, as I'm telling you. Squirrel's telling on us. You know what? Squirrel would join with you. I don't think she's the snitching type. Yeah, she's a good trainer. There's no question. Flamin' Jackson. I think that video is still out. Someone's got that. That's somewhere. Last year, I made a video of playing fetch with my cat. And it was one of those things where people, every cat will do that once. So I had to make another video where we did it. I don't know how many times, but that definitely showed that, Squirrel was willing to run back and forth as often as I was willing to throw it. When they learn what the spelling means, when they learn what the spelling means, I'm really in trouble. I am really, really in trouble. All right, peeps. I'm sorry, if you're listening, you're probably not getting a whole lot out of this one. I realize that a lot happens between people who talk in the comment section. So I thought I'd chill out for a little bit and let you guys, spend a little time with each other because it's a lot of the healing and a lot of the ideas and a lot of those things all come from the comment section. Oh, it's so tart. Yeah, not at all, man. I wish my throat didn't hurt. I'd like to. I'm gonna have to revisit a couple of these. That's funny. I mean, there's not a subject I don't revisit 40 times, but I'd like to revisit them sooner than later, I guess. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Hey, Andy Paul, good to see you. Zenwen, I'm praying for you. And if there's anything I can do, reach out, please. Please. Yep, I like seeing some ones. In fact, let me see here. Look at that. And they say I can't type. If any of you are awaiting approval on the Facebook group page, that'll probably happen right around 7 o'clock on the West Coast. Okay, that will be a 7 o'clock thing on the West Coast. I agree with you, Heather Joy. He's going to be an absolutely incredible. You know what, T Prada? I'm exhausted. I really am. I am absolutely exhausted. But tonight is the night that I am not doing anything except going to sleep. I mean that. I am absolutely going to sleep. All right, peeps. I don't know how there's a big red button, Care. If I just leave this thing on forever, I could see them yelling at me about that because I've been yelled at for some pretty ridiculous stuff by I actually got warned once for. They said that I talk about drugs on the channel. I'm like, holy crap! I talk about drugs in every single show. That's what we do. I'm not out there telling people to get high. Like, have you checked out the show at all or whatever? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, fam, I'm going to wrap this up. We'll see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I will have slept about 15 or 16 hours by then. Well, at least 12. And I'll be ready to go. Feeling pretty good. Please share the Facebook. Is Charlie Murphy in here? Hey, Charlie, can you put up the link for me to the Facebook group page? Oh, in our emails. Yeah, Southern Grace, I'll do that. And if anyone wants to toss it up in here too, it's also in our Dropbox. You know what that is? Like on YouTube, you can like hit the little info thing and it'll drop down and it'll have my email and it'll have stuff like that. It'll also have a direct link. You're welcome, Spanx. It'll have a direct link right over to the Facebook page, so you can go that route. But I will absolutely put that. I'll cut and paste that into the next one. All right. So I am Captain Tommy Scoville. The squirrel's back in the basket, and you know what? I love my shipmates too. I will see you. Thank you very much, Gonky Dongs. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow morning, right? I mean, I'll be there. I'm hoping you all will be there. I'll be there. Yeah, Squirrel, you're getting a lot of love too. Instantly, right back into sleep mode, right? Running around making noise. All I got to do is talk. And this cat just absolutely falls asleep. Dominic, Blue, T. Prada, M. Hunt. I am the Noise Opera. Awakened by the Looking Glass. Crazy Brumfield. Am I missing anybody? All right, good night all. Charlie Murphy.